This is a video response for tequila. Uh, in my community, you most everybody's pretty much one of the Christian faiths, either side, Latter-day Saints, uh, Christian, Baptist, uh, any one of those religions. Very few of us practice others like Buddhists or paganism. Uh, as a child, my mother practiced paganism with me and my sister, and when I was sent to foster care, I quickly learned to adapt to whatever religion they were practicing at the time, simply because I wanted to be accepted. Any 7 or 8-year-old needs acceptance in one form or another. I finally found it in the most unlikely of places, at a farm, with a crazy old lady at the time, I thought. But she had cats, dogs, chickens, cows, horses, and as I stayed there longer and longer, and as time went on, I developed friendships with the chickens, and with the cats, and with the dogs, and especially with my foster mom. And then I got in trouble and was sent away. And again, I found myself adapting to the religious ideals of the area. When I moved to where I'm at now, I quickly realized either it was Catholicism, Catholic, or you know, Seventh-day Adventist in the local area, or the Latter-day Saints. I chose Latter-day Saints because they are more closely aligned with what I think and how I felt. It was difficult for me to totally accept all of their beliefs because they so contradicted what I felt inside my heart that it was hard. But it was either that or or no acceptance in the community at that time. It's getting a lot better recently, as more and more people learn what paganism is about. I've been a closet pagan for a long time, and a closet witch. Simply because the only one that really knew what I was doing was my husband, and the rest of our community. Which, you've got to find your faith where you can, and accept it where you can't. And it's been fun, actually, this last year, relearning, about paganism in more detail and depth, and learning about the Sabbats and the Esbats and just generally becoming more familiar with what I practiced as a child. Not to say that it's always been easy. As I've planned the rituals, my husband has joined me, which surprised me. I think it's more like to keep me out of trouble, I guess. But I think he enjoys the rituals as much as I do. So and as each one has come along, and I've planned my sabbats. I haven't planned my aspects yet. I don't know if I will do the full moon rituals. simply because it's, one of those things that is going to take a lot more planning on my part to do that. As it is, I feel I need to get better acquainted with my sabbats before I start learning the S-bats better. I have recently realized that I've been called by a goddess. It was very unlikely. I had a cat almost 25 years ago now, and it took us a long time to figure out a name. At the time we played Dungeons and Dragons, and my husband got this goddess book out and started reading it, and we ended up naming her Nike and Old Bass. And I was always hollering Bass at her. She was forever getting in trouble, picking fights, championing the most unlikely of causes for a cat. I mean, she loved our dogs, didn't like any other dogs picking on them. I mean, it was really funny. She was always, and she was my strongest familiar, I gotta admit. Whatever I was doing or my husband was doing, she had to be right in the middle of it. We don't know why, but somebody went out of their way and ran up in our yard and ran her over. And the day she died was the hardest day for me, really, because I was so close to this cat, it wasn't funny. And ever since then, every so often, as I've gone out quietly to pray to the goddess in the orchard, Bast would call me, and I must be dense, because when I finally told my husband a couple of days ago, because I had the same dream 3 nights in a row, he goes, "Honey, if that's not a goddess calling you, I don't know what is. You just got to think about it." Because in my dreams, I've always, I'm looking for a Bast glyph or symbol or whatever. But a couple of nights ago, I have a little black goddess statue. It's just, a little black statuette that I found that we decided was going to represent the goddess. And in my dream, she was all bested. And again, I was looking for a Bast symbol. So if that's not, the goddess calling me, as my husband said, how long have you been dreaming of this? And he said, 20-some years. And she's been smacking me up inside the forehead. One of them stood for this, and it was pretty funny. And I think I found the greatest acceptance in my own heart, because I've gotten back to what my mom has raised me on, and I think that's the better path you can always go, is to follow your heart.